From Zena in Melbourne, Australia.
Okay.
Is it Melbourne? Melbourne.
I think so. Melbourne.
You don't really pronounce it born.
I think it's Melbourne.
Melbourne. Yeah, I'm not even going to try.
Welcome to Moviefone's Unscripted. I'm Tina Fey, and I'm here with Steve Carell, and we're going to talk about our new film, Date Night. We're going to answer some of your questions and then some other questions that we make up. Okay, I will begin with the first question. This question is from Stacy in Dallas, Texas. If you could have a date night with anyone, living or dead, who would it be and why?
Well, preferably someone who is dead. I think I would like to go on a date night with Albert Einstein. Because he was so smart, for one thing. And he had all of these theories and things that there's no way I can understand them by just reading them or studying them. But if I were to go on a date night with him.
Roller skating and ice cream.
Yeah, I would like to see the other side of who he might be. Either him or my wife. Because she is lovely.
But your wife, but after she's dead.
Oh, no, I like her this way. That's such a terrible thing to say. I'm gonna ask you a question. This is from Z in Toledo, Ohio. If Liz Lemon and Michael Scott went on a date, what would happen?
I wish that would happen. For both their sakes. If Liz Lemon and Michael Scott went on a date, I think Michael Scott would be really nice and solicitous. He would probably try to take her to one of his favorite places in New York, like Sbarro's.
Right.
And Liz Lemon would be on board with that. Liz Lemon would probably overeat and then be like too full to make out at the end of it.
Right.
It might end with a handshake. Just because of that.
And that might be enough for Michael Scott.
Michael Scott might be enough. Liz Lemon she would be very lucky to have Michael Scott.
I think Michael Scott would be over the moon to have gone on a date with Liz Lemon.
I get to ask you something unscripted. Steve.
Yes.
Growing up in Massachusetts.
Right.
What was your favorite Halloween costume that you ever had as a kid?
5 years running, I dressed as Count Dracula. And my mom was a nurse, so since we didn't have a cape, and at that time there weren't really Halloween stores. There weren't places to go buy elaborate costumes. You sort of fashioned it from whatever you had laying around the house. So my mom had this nurse's cape that wasn't black, but it was a dark blue. So I was sort of a less threatening Dracula with a dark blue cape. And I wore the plastic fangs, maybe a little dribble of blood right here, and put a little the widow's peak
the Eddie Munster
right here, the Eddie Munster. That was pretty scary.
Classic.
Yeah, it was a classic. For Veronica in Chicago, Illinois, did you have to do any stunts for date night? Would you ever want to be in an action movie?
In a full-blown action movie? I would. I thought it was fun. The little bit of stunt work that we did, I thought was really fun. Sadly, for me, the trickiest thing that wasn't even really a stunt that I had to do was this one part where you pick me up by the foot and I have to reach up and grab a fire escape and pull it down. And for me, that was like, I didn't think about it until we got right there to shoot it. And the stunt guy was like, so you're gonna do this? And I was like, what? Because that was
like a balance thing.
Hard for me. I'd never been hoisted up onto a roof or anything.
Yeah, that was a lot. That was trickier than I thought.
For me, that was the equivalent of a badass stunt.
We both lived in Chicago for a number of years.
We did.
We both truly enjoy the food in Chicago. We'll probably be back in Chicago in a few weeks.
Yeah.
What are you going, if we have time, what are you going to go to eat
in Chicago? What am I going to eat?
Yeah.
If we have time, we go to Chicago, I would go to probably my favorite restaurant in Chicago is the Athenian Room, and I believe it's on Webster, and I will eat a roasted chicken on a bed of steak fries. That will be or I will try to get a sandwich at Jimmy John's. Some people like Potbellies, I like Jimmy John's.
Potbellies is very good too.
I could do this endlessly.
But there should be a bed of something at the bottom. I just love the expression, a bed of steak fries, a bed of anything, a bed of ribs.
If they did a biopic of your life, who would you select to play you and why?
Probably Zac Efron, because I think we look a lot alike for starters. He is a slightly younger looking version of me, and he's a younger actor that has an awful lot of magnetism, and I think I exude that same sort of aura.
And also, people don't realize that when you're not on camera, you sing constantly.
I do.
So that would be appropriate.
I sing and I dance, and that's something.
And you play basketball and dance at the same time.
With the entire team. Honestly, that movie will never happen.
I don't know. You might go crazy. Like commit a large-scale crime.
It would, yeah. I think it would make a more interesting, in that case, Ray Liotta.
Oh, that's good.
What is your favorite kind of cheese?
Oh, fantastic.
This is from Deborah in Elkview, West Virginia.
Thank you, Deborah. You know, a straight-up cheddar.
Extra sharp?
Sure.
Mild?
Both. Either.
Yeah.
It's, sometimes I even like that jalapeno
really?
cheese that you get at the airport.
You spice it up a little bit?
Sometimes. I'm Greek. I love feta cheese, goat cheese. I guess you asked me what my favorite is.
Do you like spreadable cheese?
Spreadable cheese would be lower down for me. Yeah. Taking this super seriously.
Well, I think it warrants that.
Also, like deli cheese, like your fresh sliced provolone, or perhaps a white American cheese.
See, provolone is nice on a sandwich because it doesn't, it's sort of more texture than flavor, and it adds a sort of a creamy texture to almost any sandwich, especially a panini.
This question was brought to you by the Cheese Council. What is the most embarrassing song on your iPod, if there was, or whatever you listen to music on? What's the one song that you'd be like, oh, I hope nobody sees that I have that?
Most of my my songs are sort of pop female artists. I have some Britney Spears. I have some Kelly Clarkson. I have some Avril Lavigne. So based on my age and my perceived persona and my gender, I think just all of that whole realm is incredibly embarrassing. But I will play, I will play those songs. But I also have more old school like Bonnie Raitt and Sheryl Crow. But I think I like sort of the female rocker.
You like the rock vocalist? I love that.
And I can sing it out. It just, I don't know, it suits me to sing songs about lost love.
About becoming a woman and lost love.
It just somehow, I don't know, it works for me. I love hearing stories about your daughter, Alice. What is the funniest thing she has ever said or done?
She makes up a lot of songs. Her dad is a musician, and I think she has that part of her. And I heard her in her making up her own kind of love song the other day, and she was singing like, I love you. I think there's like a Barbie singing to a prince, and she was like, I love you even when you're stinky. Which I thought was a pretty solid lyric, and probably sort of in the genre that you would enjoy in your iPod.
Pretty much. I think Pink has a song out.
Lady rocker.
Yeah. Pink, I love you even when you're stinky. Well, I guess that wraps it up. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you, Steve.
Thanks for watching. This has been Moviefone. Please watch our movie Date Night coming out in theaters very, very soon.
It's apologetic. It's truly apologetic.
I'm reading this, but I'm going to try to make it look like I'm not, because I just saw this. Oh, okay. So I'm just going to go to this.